much. I think we should start with our very own Kenzo Souza, because we were delighted that we got this nomination when the artist who was featuring the song is also in the country. And I'm told you're working on a video. Give it up. Let's talk to Eddy Kenzo Souza first, then we shall have Marty B from America.
Neanza mjinali eyo na moment ni msanzo chali mulamu kuzaza nnyo. At least we have witnessed in our generation that impossible in this country. Today atubanga twasobola okubanga tutambudde ne tufuna awards nyingi, Ecologians, Ability, Grammy, nominated kinene. Zenganze nomination alone is amazing. I'm so grateful. It's big. It's so big. I'm so grateful to ever met Angela and Matt. I'll never forget the moments in studio with your beautiful kids. You know, they're all quiet waiting for us to record, and the questions and that spirit of family, I'll never forget. That meant a lot to me. I'm also surprised that God is gifting us with a nomination. I think we're 100% deserving. To all my country people, I'm thankful. Mwekirabo Mukama kyeyatugoba kuliko si kyamu. Grammy kirabo kinene. Yesoose wali waffe. Waliwo abantu bali bagamba ono oli si kituufu. Eno yesoose wali waffe. I'm speechless. Simanyi kyakwogera kubanga this is too much for me. Era sijja kwogera nnyo but nebaza Mukama Katonda atusobozesezza okutuuka ku kyema ky'omuwendo kino. Nebaza nnyo
I fully understand because I'm the BET and Grammy entertainment reporter. Kakati tunaleta Marty B. Oluyimba olwo luli ku YouTube omwezi mulamba lulina emitwalo 44 interviews. Obudde buno lwe luli mu Grammy. Grammy nomination si kintu kyangu. Oteebereza olunaku mwabanga mu kyalo olunaku wasooka olinnya basi feeling gye walina. Njagala twogere ne producer eyafumba ekintu kino because wayogedde ku studio session where yakiri. He's one of the finest for business. I'm telling you, we're working with one of the finest and young talents of Uganda. It's not other than Stay from Big Talent Studios. Stay, talk to the people. How do you feel being a younger producer near the block and you have a big song that has been nominated in the World is Greatest?
Volume.
Grammy award we are talking about. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he's none other than Marty B. You accepted and worked with Uganda's biggest expert, Eddy Souza. Is the most awarded artist and the most nominated artist of our generation
In Africa.
in Africa.
So you're gonna help us know how this song came about, because we are all actually it's a surprise to the rest of the world, even Uganda at large. We didn't see this coming, so please take us through the genesis of this song and how it's been able to make magic.
So first off, let me start by saying thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy just to be here. If my voice sounds a little hoarse, it's because I was out with Eddy all night. He took me to all the clubs and all that, and that was really cool. I've never been to Uganda before. I've actually never even been to Africa, so I want to really take the time to go far back and just tell a really, really important story that means a lot to me, and I think that once I get to the end of it, you'll see why. So for me, growing up on the south side of Chicago, and just growing up in the ghettos of Chicago, not really having heat in the wintertime or AC in the summertime, sleeping in a 3-bedroom apartment with my 5 siblings, and we were all in the dining room together with all of our beds, and just coming from complete and utter poverty. And my parents, they did the best that they could to help us and raise us in the right way, but just on a financial end of things, we just didn't have it. So, like for me to have pride in where I came from, it just didn't exist. But as time progressed, I wanted to know more about where I was from, and that really meant something to me, which took me on this journey of discovering like the continent of Africa, the beautiful people here, and eventually led me to want to express that through my music. So doing that transition from heavy R&B music and then turning around and doing Afrobeat, it was very important for me to be as respectful as possible to the genre, knowing that that I am not technically born here, although I am from here because my ancestors are from here, right? So it led me on that journey, and I wanted to learn more about the culture. I wanted to learn more about the music, which led me to meeting my brother here, Eddy Kenzo. So I met him last year. It was actually last year around this time. And I met him at an event for Grammy consideration. So we talked to one another. We actually ended up being seated right next to one another. We had a great conversation. We instantly hit it off. And you know how that goes when recording artists hit it off. We want to make music right away, right? So Eddy's like, hey, let's go to the studio and let's try and see if we can get something in. So we went to the studio the next day, and he played a beat for me, and he only played one, and it was the beat that Stein made. And initially, I was like, maybe I'll use this beat, maybe we should do something else, let me hear something else. But Angela was like, no, I love this instrumental, you guys have to do something to it. So we were waiting outside for a considerable amount of time. The engineer was running a little late. We had our 3 little ones that were created around them. It was a very, very, very powerful thing. And now to be here a year later, sitting here in Uganda, Grammy nominated, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Thank you so much, Matthew David Benson. Well names. He's just 33 years. He's been in the business for the last, I think, 17 years. 10 with your wife.
Okay. So technically, yes, 17 if you're counting like when I was a kid, right? Because I was in a group. But as far as a solo artist.
We are happy to see you. Congratulations for being nominated. I must say we all aim to win that Grammy award.
Okay, there you go. First of all, I want to the members of the press of Bebasa, thank you so much for uplifting Eddy Kenzo. After this is like an icing on the cake, because just after the biggest event, I'd never thought I would live to see such an event happen in Uganda. The Eddy Kenzo Festival, filling up Kololo to that capacity. So now, just after Kololo, we get the Grammy. Oh man, we want to congratulate you, Kenzo. I want to appreciate the members of the press. Thank you so much for pushing Eddy Kenzo's work. Thank you so much for writing good about Eddy Kenzo, because I know these guys, the media acts a lot at being considered. That I'm sure they must have done research and seen the embracement Kenzo and Matt are getting, and that certainly these are the brands that have the future. Thank you so much for the media. We are live on BBS TV. I don't know, you let me have a moment, just a few minutes on live camera. Tuli live ku BBS Telefina. Abazaana n'abaami ba Kabaka. Omwami wa Kabaka Eddy Kenzo olwaleero ayongedde okubaako ekyenjawulo kyatuuse eri eggwanga lyaffe. Yatuleetera BET, musajja w'e Masaka. Abantu bayinza okulowooza yakulira. He did grow from America. He's in Masaka, Munakyalo. I don't know if he told you about his story. He was a street kid. He has sold water to survive. So his story is inspiring. Kenzo, tukuleyo sayo za muganda wo. Kiwulikika kitya okutuuka ku ssalino nalyo obuwanguzi buno? I know it is winning. Era ogenda tunyonyola tugenda kuwangula tutya, tugenda kulonda tutya. Kiwulikika kitya?
Kyandibadde kirungi nnyo senga public ebaddewo omukisa okulonda mu Grammy. But tebalina mukisa guvootingwa mu Grammy. Grammy can only be voted by a Grammy member. So they have the academy. But fenga Uganda, we can always go there, comment, thank them for the nomination, and to take away very balaga to be grateful. Yes, that's the least we can. Otherwise, Grammy is not the one academy. Yeah.
So kitegeeza oli ne baani bamaze ne so baani betuli nabo mu category gye tuli.
Category tuli ne Bana Boy wabana bamawanga bansinga lwa. This is a global category. It's a global category.
Amawanga tuli so mu Africa okuganya Bana Boy.
Yeah.
Omwami oyo omusango otya?
Omwami namusanga Los Angeles. Again, the Los Angeles, the original shows in American, Boston, in Colorado, and Siga, is up here. But I know that so the original show, and to show you Nyamba, the Grammy, so the Nalinga, the Grammy, name from a motor one day, Musaba, and Twali Coca Party. A Grammy consideration party, Banotevali part of it, but Bali was so never sang and introducing so many musicians. I got in touch with a lot of artists by now, and I recorded some music with them. Now, God is great. Me and Matt, what we did is camera. So to Matt, we became friends, and then we decided to hit the studio and we got something.
Okay, but it's happening to Matt Katononyo before we conclude with Kenzo. Matt, how are you? This is Uganda. You say you are Africa. This is a live. So first of all, so greet our members watching us on BBS TV.
How's everyone doing? I'm so excited to be here. This is my first time in Uganda and also my first time on the continent of Africa.
Which side of Africa are you?
Now, I don't know yet because I haven't done my ancestry.
Uganda, because God has blessed.
Uganda.
Oh.
You don't say now Uganda.
I thought you were asking why.
You don't say now Uganda. So, the Uganda name, wamade kulinya li Uganda, oba tumubatize.
Katonda alina kuba Mukasa.
Mukasa. We have named you Mukasa. The name, Uganda name we have given you is Mukasa.
What does that mean?
Mukasa. Mukasa is a god.
Is it positive?
Yeah, it is powerful. It is powerful. It's a blessing. You understand? Yeah.
So, how are you feeling about this nomination?
I feel absolutely amazing because, you know, we already had won over 20 awards stateside in the U.S., but this one in particular, to be nominated for this one is like absolutely amazing, and to do it with a superstar like Eddy Kenzo, and to see the amount of love and support that he gets here and worldwide is, I'm honored.
Did you see this coming?
No.
Okay, thank you. So Eddy Kenzo, natumaliriza Okay, so the last time you brought the BET, I had an interview with you and asked you what next. I'm not gonna hesitate asking you. You had the biggest festival in the land. You have the BET. There's a Grammy now. What next?
I don't know.
Don't let him answer you at a tender age.
Yeah, God is good, and I think I just need to concentrate on. I'm gonna do my best to at least build a talent school so that I can teach the next generation. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We shall have some members of press line up on the booth, so they are killing camera. Just one question or two.
Will Smith atuuze ku kibuuzo tube nga tweyongera mu maaso tubeere nnyo mu Grammy